Hello, this is Craig Mertens, Director of Product Education. I'd like to introduce you to a new feature in GraphicsFlow, the Stock Art Customizer. So what you're seeing on the screen here is I'm logged into my GraphicsFlow account, and we have access to thousands of interactive design templates. All of these templates can be edited dynamically in CorelDRAW or Adobe Illustrator for Mac or Windows. With InApp Editing, I have the ability to edit these files right directly inside GraphicsFlow. So what I'm going to do is I'm in Design Ideas. I'm going to go over here to Filter. I'm going to type in Retreat, hit Enter, find Retreat Designs, and I'm going to select a design that I'd like to customize. In this case, we're going to select this design right here. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to go to the Customize icon. Once the customizer opens up, I have a very simple, easy to use user interface that will let me customize the design. This is not a full-blown graphics program. We don't have a pick tool where we're selecting and moving. We're just basically changing the text, the clip art, any kind of colors in the designs, all the basics of the designs. And the best part is you don't need a graphic designer or an artist to do this. Anyone in the organization, a front office person, a salesperson, even an artist, can go in and easily customize these designs. The first step in the editing process is modifying the text. So I'm going to go over here into the text list. I'm going to type in my new text. I'm going to hit Enter, and the text changes are going to change live on screen. I'm going to go over here to where it says Fall Retreat. I'm just going to change that to Spring Retreat. Hit Enter. We'll change Colorado to California. And we'll change Emerald Lake to Lake Tahoe. So we've localized the text. If there's any elements within the design that we want to swap out, we can swap those out. I could swap out the paddles here, or I could just turn them off. We'll just go ahead and turn those off. And then the next step would be to go in and modify the colors. Now I have two options for modifying the colors. I can make global changes to colors, so I could go over here and select this color right here, pick a new color, hit apply, make global changes. All of these colors are spot colors, so if you're screen printing, it's easy to go ahead and print color separations. I can also make localized changes over here if I wanted to. Here, let's change this over here to a nice bright blue, and we'll make a local change to just a singular line of text. So we can do that as well. So we'll go over here to the advanced editing options for that particular line of text. And here's the fill color. There's no outline on this, but I could change the fill or the outline. So we'll use an existing color within the design, make that change, and I will also do the same thing for the Lake Tahoe. Now, one of the things that you can do in the advanced editing functionality is you can also change the basic attributes of the text as well. So if I wanted to make this slightly larger, I can do that. If I wanted to reposition it by nudging it up or down, I can do that. I have complete editing level control in a very simple and easy to use interface. We also let you do things like change object order, flip, rotate, mirror, there's nudging, all the kind of basic rudimentary things that we need in order to customize the design. In some cases, you might choose to modify the clip art in the design. You have the ability to do that by swapping in new clip art, or you just use the existing clip art in the design. So it's fully integrated with all of the clip art in the GraphicsFlow platform, and you can search for clip art via keyword. So the last step, once you've modified the design, is saving it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to save it to a specific folder in the GraphicsFlow My Art section. So this is where we save our files. So we'll go over here and click on Save Design. In this case, I'm putting it into the My Art folder. And then what I'm going to do is add this to an art approval. And so I have two ways of adding this to an art approval. I can just go over here and click on Add to Art Approval. This is how I would share it with my customer. And then the other way I can do it is just by selecting the file. We'll go over here to My Art, we'll select the file, and then we'll go over here and we'll add it to an art approval. So here's the file, and we'll just go ahead and add it to an art approval. So I'll just click on Add to Art Approval. I'll create a new approval, we'll name it, I'll assign it to a person, call it Spring Retreat Concept, right here. Any kind of descriptor I want. I'll create the art approval and I'll add the files to the art approval. This is how we're going to share it with the customer. And so in this case, I would go to that art approval. I would simply click on it and I would set up my sharing options. Before I do that, a couple of things that I might choose to do in here. I might go to the file itself and elect to change the background color. So we'll go over here and give it a little bit different background color over here. Let me make it a light gray. And at this point, we're just going to zip this off to the client. So I'm going to go to the sharing links. I'll select share, invite collaborators. I can use the GraphicsFlow email system by entering in the client's email address, or I can use a shareable link. A shareable link gives you a little bit more flexibility because you have the ability to go in and send a link that can be view only, they can only view, a link that can be view and comment, or a link that's view, comment, and approve. And we'd use the approval link when we're doing the final approval of the graphic. All of the commenting and communication within the art approval are done via the commenting function. So if there's a comment in here and the customer says, hey, listen, I like this on Oxford, they can go ahead and send me a comment. I'm notified in the app, and I'm also notified via email. I can go in here and just change the color. This happens in real time. So it creates a very incredible collaboration tool. The whole concept is being able to get artwork and graphical ideas in front of a customer without having to go in and have the extra overhead of modifying these files in Adobe Illustrator or CorelDRAW. And part of the magic of this function is all of these files were originally created in Adobe Illustrator. We have all of the artistic license to modify the designs of the feature set of Illustrator. Things like text on a path, envelope text, all the different fonts, things like masked backgrounds, all of the things that make these files interesting. Because we have this elevated set of capabilities in Illustrator, we can edit all of those functions right directly in GraphicsFlow. So it's not a simplified graphic, we can do very complex graphics as well. Once the client has approved the design, we can download the production file in a variety of formats. So I would just go over here, I would select the format. In this case, I could select a PNG file. This would be a bitmap file that has a transparent background. I could utilize this file to create virtual samples, utilize this as a tool to create artwork for my e-commerce store, a social media post. I can also download a PDF file. This is the format that we'd use to do advanced editing in Adobe Illustrator. You can also download the file in the native CorelDRAW format. We're actually downloading the file in the native vector format, so every aspect of this design is editable in an advanced program like CorelDRAW or Adobe Illustrator. One of the unique advantages of in-app editing using the customizing feature in GraphicsFlow is the ability to edit these files on a Windows computer, a Mac computer, your phone, or a tablet. So you have complete flexibility in terms of editing these files, whether you're in the field or in the office. In-app editing will provide a very powerful sales tool, especially when used in conjunction with the GraphicsFlow art portal. So I'm on an art portal right here. Customer would go and select the design. They'd put in the notes on what they'd want to be changed. They'll add that to their cart. They'll submit the design request. The design request will come into your GraphicsFlow account. You'll be notified via email. Simply click on the request, assign it to an employee, and then you can select the design and edit the design in the customizer and get it back to the customer using an art approval. Simply click on Customize to begin the editing process, make the changes, send it to the client using the art approval process. For more information on GraphicsFlow, visit GraphicsFlow.com.